Sorry, just few minutes and this session will be live streamed. So those that are not here can always revisit this video. All right. All right, so like I explained, you can join the hackathon as a participant. You can join the hackathon as a community judge. You can also join the hackathon as an observer. As a participant means that you want to compete. And if you want to compete, it means that you either need to be part of a team or have a team. All right. And your team, of course, should consist of a developer, a product manager, a designer, and support and all that. But those are like the list of people that should be found in every team. So you can join and compete with everyone. You can become a community judge. So for you to participate, you have to register for the hackathon. So you can register as a participant, you can register as a community judge, you can register as a an observer. An observer, it means that okay, I'm not ready to code or do any of those things this hackathon. I just want to watch how it goes. I just want to see what it's like, right? So you need to still register. So I'm going to be dropping the link again for those that have or have not seen this link. You can go back and register if you haven't registered for the hackathon. And yeah, that's the link to the hackathon. So do well to register if you haven't registered. Any question from anybody else? Okay, so is there any question? This session is not supposed to
Yeah.
last for so long, you know. So if
Yes,
you
there's
have any
that.
question, you can ask.
So, for us that are hosting the physical kickoff events,
Mhm.
which day is this supposed to happen and by what time?
Okay, so the time is flexible. All kickoff events is going to start. It's taking place on the 6th of December. All right. On the 6th of December, we're having the first of all, we're having the virtual kickoff. Virtual kickoff starts by 6 p.m. and we also have the physical kickoff. If you're comfortable with hosting your physical kickoff at 6 p.m., it's fine. But you can make your time flexible. You can do your kickoff event by 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5, depending, it's all up to you. But you have to, if you know that the time was set for 6 p.m. and you need to change the time, you have to like reach out so that we can update it on all the places and then update all those who have registered for the hackathon as well. So the hackathon kickoff takes place on the 6th of December by 6 p.m. If you don't have a physical kickoff event close to you to attend, you can as well join the virtual session. So one question you might likely have in mind to ask is that are we staying there, in the location to build the whole or participate in the hackathon? No, the hackathon itself is virtual. Just the kickoff has some physical places that it would take place, but the hackathon itself is virtual. So it is virtual means that the kickoff event is just you networking and forming teams. If the participants in the physical location decide that they want to compete in the hackathon, right? They'll have to register, and also they have to register as a participant and form their teams there. So they could have their name, say maybe Benin team or something like that. And then after the communication can be done online. We have three communication channels on Slack. There's a hackathon channel on Slack that you can join. There's also our WhatsApp club, our WhatsApp club, the Hackathon club on WhatsApp and the Gen AI club on WhatsApp. Conversations can also be happening there as well. So if you're hosting the kickoff events, you can make your time flexible. It depends on you and the people that will be attending the event. So that's really it. And it's not something it should just last for at max an hour 30 minutes or two, right? So it's not supposed to take a long time. Has that answered your question?
Yes. I don't know the time that the kickoff, physical kickoff for Benin City has now, but I think I would want to know because that 6 p.m. I don't think is okay for me because it's already late. By the time we finish, Benin now is not that safe. So yeah.
Okay, please you reach out to Harriet so she can help you with that. Harriet, please reach out to Idima and update the time. As you know, if you update the time, you have to get the emails of all those that registered and update them with the new schedule. Harriet, can you confirm you heard me?
Hello, ma.
Yeah, did you get me?
Sorry,
Ma.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
hello,
Yes, I can hear you.
hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I was asked that those ones that are you going to receive a mail like prior to the date of commencement? Are you going to receive a mail?
Please come again.
I said those of us that have registered, are you going to receive a mail like instructional
Yes,
mail
yes,
prior to the
yes, yes. So you're going to get a mail shortly. At most, you should receive if you've registered for the hackathon, you should receive a mail. If you or you can check your mail, it should have already gone out. So the email would carry the timeline of how the hackathon will go. But I'm just going to like break it down with you. So the hackathon timeline works this way, or this is the agenda. The hackathon will start with a kickoff event on Friday, December 6th at 6 p.m. West African time, and this is virtual. It would also have physical locations, so you can check the listing sites. You can check you can just use the link I dropped in this chat, and then you would see all the available physical locations that will be hosting the kickoff event. So you can choose the one closest to you and check the time slot for it. So the kickoff event will take place on Friday, 6th December, and it is mandatory for everyone participating in the hackathon, either as a community judge or an observer or a participant, to join the kickoff events. Reason because this is where we'll be doing the grouping. So the kickoff event it's going to start with teams, forming teams, right? So it's first going to be networking, and then there will be breakout sessions where you'll be moved into different teams or different groups. These groups will have at least a minimum of one person from each skill set, as a minimum of one developer, a minimum of one product manager, a graphics designer, and the like. So these are the so when you're joining the hackathon, it's expected that you change your name to your name, even the role your role, right? It could be a developer, a product manager. So you just have to attach it side by side with your name. So that way it makes things easy we are grouping, when we are doing the grouping. So that's the first part of it. So it starts with the kickoff event. The kickoff event is it's not long. It's just going to take 2 hours or thereabouts for the kickoff event. Every other thing about the hackathon is virtual. I repeat again, every other thing apart from the kickoff event is going to be virtual. And after that, we're going to have on Saturday, being the 7th of December, by 11 a.m. is going to be our first virtual check-in section, right? and this is focused on ensuring that all participants have registered their teams. So by 7th December, that Saturday, before 11 a.m., you should have registered your team. Remember, this hackathon is a 24-hour event, so you're supposed to, build your product or have your MVP released or done before the 24-hour elapses. Then we'd also have a second virtual check-in session on the same Saturday, 7th December by 6 p.m. West African time. So this second check-in session is to ensure that everyone has submitted their products, and the deadline for submission is by 7 p.m. Don't get it don't be confused, right? You're going to receive a mail. If you've registered for this hackathon, you'll definitely receive a mail containing all of these details. So things will be a bit more easier for you to understand. All right. And then again, we'll still go through all of this again during the kickoff events. Then on that Saturday, 7th December to Monday, 9th December, we'll be having community judge evaluation. At this point, all those who have submitted their products, the community judge phase would lead to selecting the top 5 products. All right. And then after the top 5 products has been selected, we'll have the public feedback slash voting session, which will take place on the 10th of December to the 12th of December. So there's going to be a public review done on our LinkedIn handle to shortlist to the top 3. So the top 5 are going to have their what's it called, their products or their pitch deck online, and have other people from the public review and give their feedback. It's from here we'll get the top 3 products. So if before then, it is necessary that you should have been following us on LinkedIn and across other social media platforms, because even though our focus for the public review is going to take place on LinkedIn, it's still wise that you're also following us on other social media platforms, but most especially you're following us on LinkedIn, so that you can also watch how the review process is going. So we also have then on the 13th of December, which is on a Friday, is when we'll be able to announce the winner for the hackathon. So that's like in a nutshell what the timeline looks like. If you still have more questions on that, you can still let me know. Or is that clear enough?
Okay, I want to ask a question.
Yes,
Hello?
please go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so my first question is that is it possible for those participating to have a lodge there, like for that 24 hours or for that duration? Is it possible? That's the first question. Like, ask maybe
Can you go over the first question again? I'm not sure I
income
got it.
center or something like that. And the second question is that may I ask, like,
It's really breaking on your end,
the
and
reward
I
for
struggle to
those?
hear you.
Eh?
It's really breaking on your end, and I really struggle to hear you.
Okay, sorry. I said, is it possible for those that are participating to have a lodge in maybe being com center, like for that during that period, maybe building a product, maybe you just stay there. Maybe there's a space available for us for those that want to stay. That's the first question. Did you get that, please?
Yes, yes, I did. I did.
So the second question is that can I ask for maybe the reward for maybe for those that participate and like this and that, or it's not disclosed yet or what? Can I get it?
Okay, so for the first question, a lodge, no, there's no lodge. And like I mentioned earlier, the hackathon is virtual. So it means that even if you attend the kickoff event, it's expected that you can return back to your different destinations or where you reside and continue the hackathon virtually. So if you form a team while at the physical kickoff event, right, you can as well create a group chat for your team so that you guys can have seamless communication without, missing anybody. So you can do the conversation on the three channels I mentioned. So I'll still drop the link to our communication channel. You would also receive it in your mail, or you can check your mail. You should have received it. So there's no lodge literally for that. So the hackathon is virtual. We only have kickoff events that will take place in different locations and also virtually. So you can form your teams. Communication can be done virtually. I don't think there is a need for you to like lodge anywhere to do it. Yeah, but there's no provision for that. And then the second question about the price, it's not disclosed now, but the aim of the hackathon is to bring people together to innovate, to ideate, and to solve real life problem. Even though, yeah, there are perks, but right now we are not going to disclose that. So it should be something that you are enthusiastic about. You want to build stuff, you want to get your hands on things. And that's the reason why that should be your first motive, in participating in the hackathon. Has that answered your question?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Or you're welcome. All right. Anybody else has any question for me?
Yes, in the issue of forming teams, I want to ask, is it okay? I thought we initially agreed that we are not going to form teams in the physical kickoff event. Is during the, I don't know whether it's the virtual one, that people are present there, that are present and going to participate. We are going to form the team.
Okay, no, you must have missed it. Um, no one said that you can't form a team in the physical location, right? As long as the team is registered, then it's a valid team. Either it was virtually created or physically created. It is valid, all right? So it doesn't really matter if you're grouped virtually or you just created your team offline, all right? So it doesn't really matter. You can still, the point is that you're able to register your team. Your team is able to come up with a solution using Gen AI. All right. So that's really it, but it's not specific to where. But however, if people that attend the physical kickoff events say that they just want to observe how the hackathon goes, they don't really want to compete or participate, that's still totally fine. But it would still be nice if we have people participate from all our physical kickoff locations. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that question. Anybody else has any question?
Yeah, sorry. You mentioned that it's compulsory for all attendees or participants or observers should be at the kickoff center, right?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
So the hackathon again, like I mentioned earlier, is virtual. We'll be having virtual kickoff and physical kickoff. If you have a physical location that is close to you, you can attend the physical kickoff. Say you stay close to Yaba and you want to attend the kickoff event in Yaba, you can do well to attend. But if you don't have any physical kickoff event happening close to you, the idea is on proximity. It should be really close to you. If it's not close to you or there's none in your region, you can simply join virtual. The virtual hackathon is compulsory. The physical hackathon is not, the physical kickoff event is not as compulsory as the virtual. It's only nice that you can attend it if you're close to where it's taking place. But if you're not close, then please do well to join the virtual kickoff event. The kickoff event is compulsory for everyone because there's more to the hackathon that you need to learn about. So all of this would also be done during the virtual kickoff event. And for the physical kickoff event, they've most of the all the host of the all the people hosting the kickoff event have already received the same thing that is going to be done virtually they've already received those information and those details. So it's just going to play around. It's like doing the same thing online and then doing the same thing offline. All right. Is that clear, Samuel?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Any more question from anyone?
Hello, ma. Yes, I have a
Yeah.
question. So,
Okay,
my
please go ahead.
in a situation whereby the people that attended the physical kickoff event, we don't
Mhm.
have like enough people to like form a team. Let's say, for instance, now we have like project managers, like everybody that attended the kickoff event are project managers. It's not okay to form a team like that. So how are we going to do this? How do I get
Okay.
a
So
team?
we know very well that even after the kickoff event on the 6th of December, not everyone will be able to join teams on that day. Some persons might join in late and all that. So during the first check-in session where you should have registered all your team members and registered the team itself, you also more people are still going to join the first check-in session. So it's also an opportunity for you to meet other people that don't have a team and then get people. So the first check-in session is virtual. Everything after the 6th of December is going to be majorly virtual. So if you're not able to form teams and you want to compete in the hackathon and you couldn't form teams during the physical kickoff, you can as well join the first check-in session. We would have teams that still need more people. We'll have people that need teams, and then we'll be able to match all of this together to form teams. So as long as you're sure that you can meet up and deliver a good working MVP before the deadline, then you're good to go. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Is there more questions?
Hello, ma.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good evening. My question here is that if people as a from a state, from same state, were not being able to form a team, can they be able to join another team from different states?
Oh, it's not okay, so the idea of forming team is not specific to any state. If you have people in your physical kickoff that don't have teams, all right, they can join the virtual check-in session. During the first virtual check-in, we are going to have other people that need teams or team members that need more people and would also be able to add them to those teams. So it's not specific to someone is in Kano and is not able to form teams, so the person cannot join Lagos. No, no, no. You can join any team. It's open to everyone. We are inclusive. Is that clear? I hope I've answered your question, Miriam. Okay, so let me just run you all through before we call it a day on this session. Let me just run you through how the hackathon works. So the Become Hackathon competition is an all-inclusive event. It takes into consideration various career paths and skill sets, primarily tech careers, and it is focused on building real-life applicable solutions, leveraging on technology. For this edition, we're focusing on Gen AI. It means every single thing from your code to your documentation to your pitch and all that should be done with Gen AI. So participants, and there are different so when we say Gen AI, it doesn't mean it's like one particular tool that you need to use. There are different Gen AI tools. There's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, there's a whole lot. So you can like find the one that works best for you. So participants from different fields will be divided into teams of 2 to 5 members, a minimum of 2 members and a maximum of 5 members. So the job of the team is to create a tech-enabled solution that will be solving at least one problem, and each team will be judged on specific criteria that will lead to the creation of an MVP. An MVP again means a minimum viable product. So it is the smallest passable product that you use if you're building a product and you want to test the market, you want to see that your product is what people are looking for, you're always definitely going to release an MVP. So this is what we are asking for. Just that smallest piece of the whole chunk of the product is what we need you to release just for the cause, because it's a 24-hour event. All right. And then also all interested participants will be grouped into teams, and you should register your team name on or before December 7th by 12 p.m. West African time. If you do not register your team, you would not be able to compete in the competition. So it's necessary that by Saturday, the 7th of December, before 12 p.m. West African time, you should have registered your team. So whether it is physical or virtual, register your team. And then after that, prototype should be built with a relevant code base on GitHub repository, and it should be submitted on or before 7 p.m. West African time on December 7th, which is on a Saturday. So if you do not submit after now, there will be no more slots for you to submit your products. So after the submission, like I mentioned earlier, evaluation is going to take place, and evaluation is going to take place in three phases. Community judges are going to review it and get the top five innovation. And then after that, this top five products or innovations that has been selected by the community judges will be subject to public review and feedback. And this would be posted on our LinkedIn. So it means you should have been following us by before now. So for the next 3 days, from December 10th to December 12th, is going to be the public vote where people come to your product, they will, watch your see your pitch deck and try to use your product, and then they are going to rate you based on that and give their review. After the public feedback is done, the judges are going to select the top three participants or the top three innovations, and then from there we would get the winning team. So that's like in a nutshell what the whole hackathon is going to look like from the inception till when the winners are announced. So what does a hackathon involve, or what is expected? All participants are supposed to register for the hackathon, and I've dropped the link to the registration. If you've not registered for the hackathon on this link, it means you do not want to participate in the hackathon. So it's necessary that you should have registered on the hackathon using the link I dropped in this chat, right? And then also all participants are expected to join the first check-in section, the first virtual check-in session, and also the second check-in session. So although it's not compulsory, it is also an avenue for you to like ask questions where possible, or get clarity if you missed out on anything, or if you still need to form teams, you can use that opportunity to form teams. So each team will be cross-functional, with each team having at least 2 members. So all teams must register their team name and their team members before the team registration deadline. And team registration deadline is on Saturday, 7th December by 12 p.m. So you should have registered your team by that time. Each team must choose from a range of problems that you can address with technology. So don't look for, superficial issues, but look for things that you can easily solve with technology. And then each team member is to ensure that the solution provided are in line with the objectives of the hackathon. During the kickoff event, you'll get to see the objectives of the hackathon and much more details about the hackathon. And you would also have access to a video that you can always go back to rewatch so you don't miss out on anything. Each team should note that their solution would be judged based on the judging criteria. All right. So I'm going to also give you or tell you what the judging criteria is. So, Idima, your hand is up. Do you have any question?
Yes. So you
Okay,
said
go
that
ahead.
the first check-in is by 11 a.m. on Saturday, and
Mm-hmm.
then we are supposed to submit the MVP by 7 p.m. that same Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not less than 24 hours?
Yes, so the idea of the hackathon is to build a product or build or solve a problem within 24 hours or less.
Okay.
That's why you have to be very flexible in the team. If you have Not everybody should be doing the coding. While you're doing the coding, someone should be working on the pitch deck. While someone is working on the pitch deck, someone should be creating the documentation. Just you have to just delegate it to everyone in the team so everyone can get a pinch of or do something, at least as little as it could be. But not everybody should be doing the coding. One person can code, another person can work on the pitch deck, another person can do something else. You just have to ensure that it goes round and everybody does something. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a question here. Can we get peer to work with me as a team if I cannot get other team members independently? Can the participant be paired together to work as a team? So however, I've already gone through this, but I'll go over it again. So during the kickoff events, if you join the kickoff event, which is mandatory for you to join if you're participating in the hackathon, you're not we are going to be forming teams there. So there's going to be a breakout session. In this breakout session, we're going to group everyone in the everyone who attends the kickoff event is going to be grouped into different teams. So you get to meet other people. But if in any way you're not able to find a team at that time, you can still join the first check-in session. And if there are other people who do not have team, of course there'll be people who do not have teams. All right, you can also match with them. So at least a minimum of 2 members is enough for a team. Adeni, is that has that answered your question, or do you still have more questions you can ask? Okay, I think I'll take the silence for no question. So, how do you form a team? I know you want to ask. You have to evaluate your strengths among the list of people who are being grouped or were broken into your teams, or you just splitted them to your teams. You have to evaluate their strengths. You have to learn to interact with participants by sharing initiative. Oh, what is your strength? Okay, I'm good at managing projects. Okay, you're the project manager. You ensure that everyone is on track. Oh, I'm good at designs. Okay, please start creating the pitch and all that. Okay, so ensure you rename your Zoom name to include your skills. Like I mentioned earlier, if your name is Joy, have Joy developer, Joy graphics designer, Joy marketer. That way it's easier to know where to group you to. And then you also have to connect through the Slack channel or the WhatsApp channel with individuals who have complementary skills to the project in view. And you also have to ensure that the following skills are part of your team: a product manager, a project manager. You can either have a project manager or a product manager. You should have a developer and you should have a designer. It's necessary that you have this in your team. That way it's easier to, delegate things. And then at the end of your when you're releasing you're submitting your product, all right, what should your solution contain? It should contain a fully functional code base, easy to use features with a practical demo. It means that you have a demo done showing how the product works or how the feature works. Originality in design, creativity in user access, innovative in usage. It should also be scalable. So you should be able to increase the capacity to accommodate more users, right? Presentation clarity. If your solution should also be tailored specifically to solve a recognized problem, and also your solution should be able to adapt to a Gen AI model. I've just talked about what your solution should contain. I'll be talking about the judging criteria soon, but does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, so I guess there's none. All right. So your product is going to be judged in different ways. They'll judge your product based on the idea. How good is your solution? Is it working? Is your prototype working? Is your presentation clear? Was there teamwork? Did one person do everything, or was every other person involved in it? All of those things is going to be taken into consideration. So that's pretty much it so far about the hackathon. Join the hackathon kickoff event and would also give you more details. So if you've not registered for the hackathon, please do well to register using the link I sent. Is there any more question or any comments, anything you like to say before we call it a day?
No question from my end.
All right, so I think that's really it. Thank you so much for taking out time to join me in this Ask Me Anything session. I appreciate the questions, and I'm hoping that you've gotten enough clarity in order to make this hackathon a success. So do well to enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.